guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Amanda and I'm so glad that you're here. In today's video we're going to be doing another foundation review. As you guys know, I have oily skin and everything, no matter what, like every foundation eventually breaks up on me and becomes like a hot mess. My holy grail foundation is the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation. That is the one that lasts the longest on my skin, and that's the one I normally go to. But I've been trying to break out of my foundation rut and try some new matte foundations, so I decided I would go to the drugstore and try out some drugstore foundations. So today in our video we're going to be doing a review on the CoverGirl TruBlend Matte Made foundation. I got the color M20. I'm not sure if this is actually my color. I did order this on Amazon, so we will see. We'll make it work. If it's too light, we'll just bronze it up. And if it's too dark, we'll just look really tan today. So let's go ahead and try on this foundation and give it a shot. So I went on the CoverGirl website and I will just read it to you. So it looks like there are 40 shades, and I'm gonna put them over here. So it has a pretty big shade range. It has light and medium and then dark. So it has like a pretty good range of all the colors for, you know, every skin type. I think 40 is pretty good. I actually bought this on Amazon for $8.49, but on CoverGirl's website it actually tells you that Amazon you can buy it for $8.49 and Walmart.com you can buy it for $8.42. So that's pretty cool. And then it says that it is a matte formula that isn't dry or cakey. TruBlend Matte Made's formula is developed with Flexi Hold technology that creates a strong yet flexible film on skin for durability and comfort, while the mattifying powders absorb oil and minimizes pores for a soft matte flawless finish up to 12 hours of wear. So it says it's 12-hour comfort matte, pore minimizing, oil controlling, transfer resistant, and all in 40 shades. Those are the claims. It also says that it's cruelty free, and then some of the reviews say this is my favorite foundation, gave it 4 stars. Someone said that the foundation was not pale enough, so they gave it 2 stars. Someone else said it's not transfer resistant, not the greatest, not suitable. So people are complaining that it's not suitable for fair skin. It's kind of like a mix of reviews. It got a 4.2 stars out of 5. This is a pretty new foundation, I'd say. So we are going to give this foundation a shot, and I got it in the color M20. So I'm not exactly sure if that's my color, but we are going to test it out. So let's go ahead and open this up. Oh, and it does have a pump on the top, so that's pretty good. Just twist it to open it, so that's nice, so it's not going to spill everywhere. It is, let's see, how many ounces? It is 1 florid ounce of product, so 30 mils, which I think is pretty good, and I love that it already comes with a pump. Like my Estee Lauder foundation does not come with a pump, so that's very nice. So I really enjoy that they put a pump on here. So I'm just going to prime my face using my Nivea Men Sensitive Post Shave Balm. I think this works pretty good on making my foundation last pretty long on my skin. We're going to test it with something that I wear all the time, because I think that this does help my skin stay matte and it helps make my foundation stay on. I went ahead and I wet my sponge. We're gonna use a sponge today. In these videos I like to do things that I already do to get the best results. So I'll know that I did everything that I normally do and the results either differ or they're better. I'm just using my sponge from Flower Beauty, and I'm gonna use a sponge on my whole face because that's what I would normally do. And let's go ahead and give this a shot. Oh, it comes right out. Doesn't seem like very wet. It's definitely like a thick consistency. So I'm gonna do 2 pumps on my hand, and then I'm just gonna dot it all over my face. It's definitely a thick foundation. My favorite drugstore foundation is the Revlon Color Stay foundation. That is my grail drugstore foundation. but it's kind of expensive. It's like $13 now, whereas this is $8.49. So I mean, maybe this can replace my Grail foundation for drugstore. So the color is a little bit peach on my skin tone. I don't think it really matches me that great, but we're going to make it work. Yeah, it's definitely a little dark for me. Kind of like pink. I have more of like a yellowish skin tone, so it's kind of making me look like pink or like redder, but we're gonna make this work. It definitely isn't full coverage. I'm not exactly sure what the claims were. It didn't say anything like on the website about if it was full coverage, medium coverage. I didn't see anything, but I would say this is definitely like a light to medium coverage. So definitely not full coverage. And you guys know I love myself a full coverage foundation, like if we're being honest. That was the 2 pumps. Was it 2? No, that was 3 pumps that I used. And still it's not like good coverage, I don't think. It's not like the greatest. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple more pumps on my hand and see if we can build this foundation up. See if it gets all cakey and gross like some foundations do. We're gonna see what happens. I really like full coverage, and as you guys can probably see, you can still see like all of my like red spots, because I do have like really sensitive skin, so I break out easily, and I do have like red spots on my skin, like blemishes and stuff. We'll see if it covers it up with this layer. Yeah, it's definitely doing a better job. So it definitely needs like 2 layers. That was a lot better of coverage. I don't know about you guys, but for some reason, I feel like the CoverGirl foundation, for some reason, burns my skin a little bit. It feels kind of like burny on my skin. I don't know if my skin's like sensitive to one of the ingredients that's in it or what. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can see what this foundation looks like. So that is what it is looking like. It's still drying down, so we'll see if it dries down matte. Yeah, it's definitely still wet, so it doesn't dry down super fast. So if you're slow at doing your foundation or whatever, you have time. It's not gonna just, there's some foundations that just dry super fast, and so you have to work really fast, like in sections on your face. I don't feel like this did that at all. Like normally stuff will cake up around my nose right here. I'm gonna jump back off camera. I'm going to go ahead and the rest of my makeup, and then I will come back and do some check-ins throughout the day to let you guys know what I think about this foundation. Right now it is 1:20. So the time is 1:20 in the afternoon. Hey guys, I'm back for a check-in. So it's been longer than 4 hours. We're gonna do a check-in. I think it's around 6:30. Let's go ahead and zoom you guys in and see how we're looking. So I've had this on probably now for at least 5 hours. This is how it looks. Does it look cakey or anything? Let's see, let me grab a mirror. It actually still looks pretty good. I look a little bit oily right here on my nose, like on the sides of my nose. Let's do a blotting test. I just have these little e.l.f. blotting sheets. So let's see how much oil is on my face. So let's take that. See if it takes off any of the product too, any of the foundation. Because I know sometimes with some foundations that actually do transfer, it'll actually take off your foundation too. I'm not really having any breakup either, like around my mouth or around my nose or anything, so I think we're looking pretty good. I would say not bad. And then this is what the actual oil thing looks like. So I mean, it did have a fair amount, not too much oil though. It wasn't very bad. And as you can see, there was a little bit of like product transfer, like the foundation came off a little bit on the strip. But let's zoom you back in so you can see. It didn't really like come off of my nose or anything. Normally about this time is where I start getting really like breakup. I normally get like breakup here and around my chin and stuff. So far we're looking good. So I'm actually kind of excited about this. We'll check back in for our final thoughts in probably another 4 or 5 hours. So I'm really gonna test this out. It says, I think it said 12-hour wear, so we're really gonna push it to the 12-hour mark. So I will see you guys a little bit later to give you my final thoughts on this foundation and decide if we like it or not. So, hey guys, I am back for my final thoughts on the CoverGirl TruBlend Matte Made Foundation. It actually does say the color, so I got M20 Warm Beige. So that's the color I got, just in case anyone was wondering, it was warm beige. But it's actually not too bad of a color, it's just like a lot darker and like more pink than I'm normally used to. I normally go with like a more yellow toned foundation. Let's zoom you in to see what we think of it. As you guys can see, I'm a lot greasier than I was, like a lot more oily, especially like on my forehead and in my T-zone and like right here on my cheeks. That's what we're looking like. It broke up a little bit right here on my mouth, which is to be expected for a foundation on me, but like my nose didn't really break up on my nose. It wore pretty good throughout the day. It is now 12:24. Let's go ahead and do another blot test. As you can see, I'm super oily, so we'll see how transfer resistant it is now that my face is pretty oily. Earlier when we did it, it wasn't very oily, so let's go ahead and check. I'm taking another one of those e.l.f. wipes. Yeah, much oily. Much more oily now. Overall, it stood up pretty good. I didn't powder or anything like during the day. Quite a bit of oil. I probably could use another little sheet. But this is normal. I don't actually normally blot. Most of the time I just use some powder to absorb the oils. But I mean, we've had this on, I think I did it, it was around 12 o'clock, 12:30. So I've had this on for 12 hours and it says that it is a 12-hour matte foundation. So I think that it probably just started getting pretty oily. Now that I'm blotting it though, I'm getting a lot more foundation on the little pads. Let's see if we put some some actual powder over it, some translucent powder, if it like makes it look good again. Let's just try it out, because I know sometimes like that's kind of a deal breaker for me, like if you can't touch up with powder, because if you are really oily, you guys know that it's really hard. I don't want to be like wiping off your foundation and putting on new makeup. It's just a pain. So if you can touch up with powder, it's nice. So let's see how this does. Let's see if it gets cakey. I'm using my Coty Airspun translucent powder. It gets a little bit cakey on my nose, but nothing too horrible. Like I'd be perfectly fine like just touching up and going out of the house with this. So let's zoom you guys back in so you can see what it looks like now that I blotted, and I'll turn my light back up so you can see better. This is what it looks like now that I blotted. I think overall that it did pretty good. I would say that for like performance, probably like a 7.5. I don't think it's as good as like the Revlon Color Stay, but I don't think it's that bad. Like, is it transferring on my hands now? It doesn't really transfer, which is good. I didn't notice like anything like rubbing off or anything. I do have like some settling in my fine lines under my eyes, which is normal if you have like lines under your eyes. But overall, I'm actually pretty impressed, because normally my nose is where like foundation goes to die. So overall, I think that, you know, the application was really easy. I did mine with the beauty blender like I always do. I used my normal primer that I used. The wear was really good. We're going on 12 hours and I would not like be like, oh my god, I can't go out, my foundation looks horrible. You know, if like I had to run out and go somewhere, I think it looks perfectly fine. And now that I powdered, just like a little bit of my oil comes back through, I think it'll like lighten up the powdery film that like I have on my nose. That's the only place that I see where it kind of like caked up on my nose, was like right here on the top of my nose, which is where I get my oiliest, is on my sides of my nose and then the top of my nose. So overall, I think that it wore really, really well, and I think that the price is really good. The price of this for 1 ounce was only $8.50. I think that's really awesome. Whereas you're gonna pay a lot more for an actual matte foundation from Sephora or Ulta, from one of the higher end brands. And I think it worked really well. If you can find your shade, like I said, my shade I didn't really get my perfect shade, but if you can actually go into the store and test it out and not order it online, I'd say definitely go for it. I think that this is gonna get like an 8 out of 10 for me. I don't hate this. I will definitely be using it. So I hope that this review was helpful for you guys. I hope that it gives you an insight as to if you guys want to try out this foundation. If you guys like this video, then please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe button so that you guys can see more videos from me. I post videos on Mondays and Wednesdays, and now I'm actually adding Fridays, so you guys are gonna get bonus videos from me every week. I decided to add Fridays. I just want to start adding more content to my channel, so hopefully you guys like that. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. I'm on Instagram every single day. I post makeup related content and also plus size fashion content, so go ahead and follow me there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, remember, be your own kind of beautiful. Toodles for now.
Jingle bells.